under a lot of pressure, perhaps he may go today. I just was outside Downing Street and I just found out that 3 of his ministers have already resigned, so the pressure is piling on him. So he should have went probably earlier. I think what happened is that he got scared when Andy Burnham stood to challenge him, and he blocked that challenge because he didn't want anyone to sort of put the challenge to him. And it's been building and building, and also with the Mandelson scandal, he was a good friend of Mandelson, and he pretended, or he feigned that he didn't know that Mandelson was a reputable person, and you didn't need MI5 intelligence to work that out. Anyone could have done a Google search and found out that yes, this wasn't a good man. How many times was he sacked from the cabinet? So the decisions that he's made, it's all culminated now, and I don't think he's tenable as Prime Minister. Not particularly, no. It's going to be a very hard... The thing is that the Labour Party is sort of moved away from its traditional values. It's tried to align itself with like conservative or pander to sort of reform, and it's kind of lost its the support of its core voters. There's sort of policies like immigration, and there's no sort of fairness in the immigration policies. That it's more akin to sort of reform. People that come here, work hard, contribute to the NHS, and they're getting penalised.
Do you think he'll be Prime Minister by tomorrow morning?
I'm not sure. I mean, it could well be. I mean, I've just seen the odds on the boards. I think it's probably the writings on the wall.
I know that he wants to be together with Europe, that he doesn't want to be separate. So for me, because I am from Poland, from Europe, it's a good person for being Prime Minister.
So you think he should stay?
I think, in my opinion, London is a beautiful city. So, and Great Britain is a very nice country. So I think that he's good for me. But I don't know his everything, ideas and behaviors. So that's all.
I think it's a shame. I think we've finally got someone who's at least honest. I don't know why they should pick on the leader of the party. They should be looking at the policies and not at the personalities. I don't think personality counts. It's policies and action that counts. And I think they've been making the best efforts to improve things for the working people.
A lot of people criticise Starmer because there's been mounting pressure from after he appointed Lord Mandelson, who had ties to Jeffrey Epstein and things like that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's a difficult one. Is it him personally that involved in the decision making? I mean, it goes through other people. The security checks and stuff were done. He wasn't told, that there were any problems. So I don't see how he can be blamed for that. I mean, obviously he needs to take some criticism because he's the man in charge. It's kind of expected. I think the media have got it in for him, and I don't think there's much you can do, when the media is owned by billionaires, and they're obviously going to put him down whenever they can,
That's great. Do you think he'll be Prime Minister tomorrow?
I hope so. I mean, I suppose personally, rather someone who is a little bit more left got in, I don't know if there's anyone who's going to put themselves forward from that side of the party. So,
well, I think it's a shame. I think Keir Starmer was a decent man. He seemed to be a bit more normal to me compared to the predecessors that he had. But I understand he has to go for the deeds that he has. You can't create a precedent by not resigning. So I think he should go, unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay, Tom, you said you were from Australia. You've come from Australia.
Yeah, from Australia and just as a visitor, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, tourist visitor.
And there is growing pressure on our Prime Minister at the moment.
Yep.
Have you felt that since you've been in London?
Yeah, I heard about it from the news, from the TV news. I think, the current Prime Minister, what's the name?
Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer. I think get it change.
Yes.
Get it change. That's what that's my opinion, you know, from Australia. Not just represent for me, you know. That's my view.
Do you think he might go today?
I'm not quite sure. Looks like the poll showing she's gonna go down.
And
Step down.
from Australia, has it been? Do you think it's been a long time coming? Have you noticed this from Australia, that there's been kind of growing pressure on the Prime Minister at all?
No, from Australia it's different. The view from Australia, from me, it looks like that's my view. You know, the economy or the situation of the current sort of situation is not do the well thing. You know, not that's one of my view. My view. All right. Okay.
So you would like to see another Prime Minister?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I expect to be. You know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Cheers. You're a solicitor.
Yes.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, Keir Starmer, there's mounting pressure. What's your initial reaction to that?
It's just about time for him to leave because we have to follow what's the result of the outcome of the current election. It seems it's how democracy works.
So you would put the pressure down to the local elections. Do you think there's been anything before that, or do you think this is really the climax?
Yes, the things happened before that is the outcome of the current election. So it means this election will be an indication of the general election that will follow. So he has no choice, and the outcome of the election, I may not be for reform, but that's the product of the democratic process.
Would you want Starmer to stay?
No.
Why not? Why not?
In terms of policy, he's indecisive. He keeps on changing his the previous policies, and he's a lot of weakness, and he doesn't know where to bring our country. I think that's all there is. We have to find an alternative who's so certain as to where our future lies. Yeah.
What do you think that alternative is? Do you think that's another Labour Prime Minister or something entirely different?
I think as I've said, I'm not UK reform. I don't support Nigel, but somehow Nigel provides as a continuation of the Brexit. So at least here, we know where he's going to bring the country. Unlike for Labour or Conservative or Lib Dem, they're still stuck with the past. That is still with the Brexit or with the mainland Europe. So unlike for UK reform, at least they know where we want to go. They provide some certainty or some independence, unlike for Conservative or Labour. Yeah.
There's too much confusion with Labour.
Yes, that's what I can say.
And do you think Starmer will be Prime Minister tomorrow?
Probably not. Yeah, that's my take on that. But the sooner he leaves, I think the sooner that we're going to move on. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks.
Cheers.